Hi everyone, Brittany Joy Strophis here, and today I'm going to be filming a everyday makeup tutorial. So first I like to use my buffer brush. It is the best for applying LimeLight's Botanical Foundation. I like to kind of stipple it into the foundation. I'm wearing color Shinto 1, which has kind of an olive tan undertone to it. And I like to just dip it straight into the foundation and stipple it all over the face and blending it in as I go, making sure the entire surface of the face is covered. And that brush just makes it really easy to get it through all the crevices of the face and to make sure the foundation is blended in really nicely. I'm laughing because Isaac is in the background and trying to stay out of the video while I get ready. I like to make sure that my eyelids are closed and they're closed, oh my gosh, that my eyelids get foundation on them. Okay, so next I'm going to take my blender full sponge and just kind of dab it all over the face, making sure there's not any lines or creases from the brush. I really love this sponge because it has that point that can get around the eyes and the nose. And I'm also going to use my concealer brush for some concealer. Our concealer is waterproof, so it works really well. It stays on all day. And I like to just put it around the inner corners of the eye and on the eyelid to open up the eyes and make them brighter. Then I use the Blenderful sponge again to kind of dab it in, make it blend in really well, and make sure it looks flawless. The Blenderful sponge I also get wet under the sink and just wring it till it's a little bit damp, and that way it gives a better, I just like the texture better when it's wet. When it's dry, I feel like it doesn't work as well. So always get your Blenderful wet before you use it and just wring out the extra water. Then I'm just going to use my concealer brush again to cover up those blemishes from any acne scars that I have or discoloration. I like to use the concealer for just a little extra coverage, and it also helps that it's waterproof, so it covers really well. Bye kitty. I use number 1 and number 2. Number 1 has a green tint to it, so it combats that redness that I have in my skin, and number 2 is just a little bit lighter than my foundation. So next I'm going to use the Trio, which has the blush, bronzer, and powder, and I'm going to set it with a Blenderful to set my under eye so that there's not any creasing. It does a really good job of just getting it in there, sticking to the foundation, and just preventing any creasing from happening throughout the day. So that way when I put my eyeshadow on, it'll be really blendable. Hi Isaac. He's going to get a haircut, so he's getting ready. He's trying to avoid the camera at all costs. And then next I'm going to use the all over powder brush and just put that powder all over the face, setting my foundation so it doesn't move throughout the day. And it also really helps if you have oily skin to suck up that oil and make your face feel better. Next I'm using the tapered powder brush to put some bronzer on the cheekbones to add some depth and contour to the face. I like to put it on the cheeks and the forehead. On the forehead just gives a little sun-kissed glow. And then I also put a little bit on the chin and around the jawline and a little bit on the nose. Next, I'm going to use the highlighting blush. It's called Glowing. It's number 6. It's the perfect subtle highlight, and it just looks really pretty. Next, we're going to use the Brow Tamer brush. It's a LimeLight brush. It's awesome because it has the spoolie on one end and the brush on the other. And so that is the eyeshadow color number 40 called Taupe for the Best. And I like to start by just drawing a line underneath the brow and then filling in any empty areas in my brows, any sparse open sections that it sounds like I have terrible brows. I have great brows. I'm super grateful for them, but I just like to fill them in a little bit more so that they just kind of define my face and give a little bit of extra brow power to the face. Brows are my favorite, especially to do on clients who don't have a lot of eyebrow hair, so it's fun to kind of fill them in and kind of shape them however you want. You can do them thick or thin, it's up to you. I don't usually take this long on my brows, but oh well. Alright, next we're going to move on to eyeshadow. This is the Lottie palette, which is no longer available, but it's very similar to the color Taupe for the Best. So I use just a round fluffy Morphe brush and put that on as a transition color on both eyes, and it just gives a really good kind of base for the rest of the eyeshadow that I like to do every day. So I use this color every day. So if you want that one, it's very similar to Taupe for the best. Kind of a matte brown color. Alright, next I'm going to use my customizable palette by LimeLight. That is number, don't remember the number, but it's called Peachy Gleem. I just got it, so I have to memorize the number. It has a really pretty shimmer to it, just like the one I'm using now, which is called Antiki Bar. And that one is a really pretty brown color. I use it almost every day. It's really good for if you're on the go, needed just a quick little kind of darker color to use as a contour for your eyes. It has a really pretty copper undertone to it, and it's one of my favorite eyeshadow colors. Looks good on everyone. Now I'm using the Dome blender brush to blend it out. When in doubt, blend it out. Then I'm going to use the Onyx palette, the color Winter White, and I'm going to use that as a highlight with a flat shadow brush, and just put that as a highlight underneath the brow bone and in the inner corners of my eyes to make them pop. Next I'm going to use eyeliner. This is just an e.l.f. eyeliner pen that I had. I like it because it has a kind of a thick section, and then it goes thinner to make my wing. Just kind of draw it out and connect it in on both eyes. Sorry, it's kind of close right here. It's kind of hard to see, but I have lots of other videos on how to do eyeliner. I try to look straight ahead and draw the line to make it even with the other eye, but sometimes I just go for it and then have to clean it up later. Once we're done with eyeliner, then we're just going to use a brush to make sure that the eyeshadow goes completely out to where the line is, and then blend it out to make sure it looks seamless. Next, we're going to put some waterproof mascara on, filling in the top where I'm going to need to put my eyelash extensions back on. They fall out sometimes when I sleep, so I like to put a little mascara on so they have something to cling to, and then I put a little bit of waterproof mascara on the bottom so that it stays in place all day. And then once I'm done with mascara, I'm going to make sure that my eyelash extensions are ready to be put back on. I like to use the Ardell black medium ones with the Ardell glue. This is a clear glue, so I pick up the eyelash extension with the tweezers, pour a little bit of glue on it, and then stick it wherever the spaces are, kind of in between. Sometimes they like to go crazy, so I like to fill them in and make sure that they look full every day without any empty spaces. These are my favorite eyelash extensions. I wear them all the time. Okay, so once that's dry, we're going to curl them so that they're all going the same way. It just looks more uniform when they're going all together. This is my favorite eyelash curler. I've had it for forever. Works really good. You just kind of squeeze a little bit, not too tight because you don't want them going straight up, but it works pretty good. And then I just put a little bit of mascara to fuse my natural lashes with the extensions. Don't want to put too much so it's not clumpy. I don't do that every day, but just since I put some new ones on, I decided to add a little more. Next, we're going to do our lips. I like to use this nude lip liner pen. It is the lighter of the two, and it's number 2. It's called the Enduring Lip Liner. And I'm just going to use it kind of all over, kind of almost as a nude lipstick. And then I'm going to use Lipgloss Peace. Super pretty color. It's kind of a perfect kind of nude pink. Our lip glosses are awesome. They're not too thick, they're not too thin. They give a really good full coverage, and they just leave your lips moisturizing through the day. Alright, I forgot blush, so we're going to add some blush. I like to use this pink one. It's kind of a bubblegum pink, number 5. It's called Blushing. It just adds a little bit of color back to the cheeks. Once we're done with that, then we are going to grab our 10 Years Younger setting spray, spray it all over, and that will set all of our makeup in place. And we are done with today's look. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment if you want to see more videos like this.